Hamlet by William Shakespeare. Act 2, Scene 1. Enter old Polonius with his man Reynaldo. Polonius, give him this money and these notes, Reynaldo. Reynaldo, I will, my lord. Polonius, you shall do marvelous wisely, good Reynaldo, before you visit him to make inquiry of his behavior. Reynaldo, my lord, I did intend it. Polonius, Mary, well said, very well said. Look you, sir, inquire me first what thanks cures are in Paris, and how, and who, and what means, and where they keep, what company, and at what expense, and find in by this encompassment and drift of question, that they do know my son, come you more nearer than your particular demands will touch it, take you as it were some distant knowledge of him, as thus I know his father and his friends, and impart him. Do you mark this, Reynaldo? Reynaldo, aye, very well, my lord. Polonius, and impart him, but you may say not well. But if it be he, I mean, he is very wild, addicted so, and there put on him what forgeries you please, Mary, none so rank as may dishonour him. Take heed of that. But, sir, such wanton, wild, and usual slips as our companions noted and most known to youth and liberty. Reynaldo, as gaming, my lord. Polonius, aye, or drinking, fancying, swearing, quarrelling, drabbing, you may go so far. Reynaldo, my lord, that would dishonour him. Polonius, faith, no, as you may season it in the charge. You must not put another scandal on him, that he is open to incontinency. That's not my meaning, but breathe his faults so quaintly, that they may seem the taints of liberty, the flash and outbreak of a fiery mind, a savageness in unreclaimed blood, of a general assault. Reynaldo, but my good lord. Polonius, wherefore should you do this? Reynaldo, I, my lord, I would know that. Polonius, marry, sir, here's my drift, and I believe it is a fetch of wit. You lay in these light sallies on my son, as it were a thing a little soiled in the working. Mark you, your party in commerce him you would sound. Having ever seen in the predominant crimes the youth you breathe of guilty, be assured he closes with you in this consequence, good sir, or so, or friend, or gentleman, according to the phrase or the edition of man and country. Reynaldo, very good, my lord. Polonius, and then, sir, he does. What was I about to say, by the mass? I was about to say something. Where did I leave? Reynaldo, at clauses in the consequence, friend or so, and gentleman. Polonius, at clauses in the consequence, I marry. He closes thus, I know the gentleman, I saw him yesterday, or the other day, or then, with such or such. And as you say, there was gaming there overtook in the rouse, there falling out at tennis, or perchance, I saw him enter such a house of sale, widely said, a brothel, or so forth. See you now your bait of falsehood take the scarp of truth, and thus do we of wisdom and of reach, and with windlasses and with essays of bias, by indirections find directions out. So by my former lecture and advice, shall you, my son, you have me, have you not? Reynaldo, my lord, I have. Polonius, God be with you, farewell. Reynaldo, good, my lord. Polonius, observe his inclination in yourself. Reynaldo, I shall, my lord. Polonius, and let him ply his music. Reynaldo, well, my lord. Polonius, farewell. Reynaldo exits. Enter Ophelia. How now, Ophelia? What's the matter? Ophelia, oh my lord, I have been so affrighted. Polonius, with what? In the name of God. Ophelia, my lord, as I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet, with his doublet all unbraced, no hair upon his head, and his stockings fouled, ungartered, and down give to his ankle, pale as his shirt, his knees knocking each other, and with a look so piteous, imperfect, as if he had been loosed out of hell. To speak of horrors, he comes before me. Polonius, mad for thy love? My lord. Ophelia, my lord, I don't know. Ophelia, but truly I do fear it. What's Polonius? What said he? Ophelia, he took me by the wrist and held me hard. Then goes he to the length of all his arm, and with his other hand thus over his brow, he falls to such perusal of my face, as he would draw it. Long stayed he so, at last a little shaking of mine arm, and thrice his head thus waving up and down, he raised a sigh so piteous and profound, as it did seem to shatter all his bulk and end his being. That done, he lets me go, and with his head over his shoulder turned, he seemed to find his way without his eyes, for out of doors he went without their helps, and to the last spended their light on me. Polonius, come, go with me, I will go seek the king. This is the very ecstasy of love, whose violent property foredoes itself, and leads the will to desperate undertakings, as oft as any passions under heaven, that does afflict our natures. I'm sorry, but have you given him any hard words of late? Ophelia, no, my good lord, but as you did command, I did repel his letters and denied his access to me. Polonius, that had made him mad. I'm sorry that with better heed and judgment I hadn't quoted him. I feared he did but trifle, and meant to wreck thee. But beshrew my jealousy. By heaven, it is as proper to our age to cast beyond ourselves in our opinions, as it is common for the younger sort to lack discretion. Come, go we to the king. This must be known, which, being kept close, might move more grief to hide than hate to utter love. Come, they exit. Endo Scene 1. Thank you for listening.